48 nations, 3 host countries, 1 trophy. And right now, every expert, every algorithm, every drunk uncle at a barbecue has a prediction. But here's the thing about World Cup predictions. They're almost always wrong. Morocco wasn't supposed to reach the 2022 semis. Croatia wasn't supposed to make the 2018 final. And nobody was tipping Spain to win in 2010 when they were literally losing their opening game. So today, I'm not going to give you the safe picks. I'm going to tell you who actually wins this thing and why the answer might genuinely surprise you. Let's start with the obvious. Spain are the betting favorites heading into the tournament, sitting just ahead of France, the world's top-ranked nation, with England rounding out the top 3. Spain, the defending European champions, are riding what might be the most exciting generation of footballers they've ever produced. Lamine Yamal, Pedri, Nico Williams. These aren't just good players, they're generational players. Spain plays football the way a chess grandmaster plays chess. Patient, positional, suffocating. And they've done it in a World Cup before. 2010, same underdog energy, same fluid passing. They know how to win this tournament. France is arguably the most terrifying squad in the world. They're the only country that could lose 2 world-class players to injury heading into the tournament and still be considered co-favorites. Mbappe, Dembele, Camavinga. The talent pipeline never ends. The question with France has never been ability, it's been will. Will they stay organized? Will the squad stay unified? If the answer is yes, France lifts the trophy. Simple as that. England. Right, here we go. England won every single qualification game without conceding a single goal. A perfect qualifying campaign. They've got Bellingham in the prime of his career. They've got depth. They've got a manager who's built a genuine team identity. But England also have England history, and that psychological weight is heavier than any opponent they'll face. In prediction markets, France and Spain sit essentially tied as co-favorites, each around 17%, with Argentina, England, Brazil, and Portugal dividing up the rest of the probability.
Now here's where it gets interesting. Argentina, the defending champions, Messi's final World Cup, almost certainly. They arrive in North America with a familiar question hanging over everything. What happens when Messi can't carry it anymore? But don't write them off. Teams defending a World Cup title play with zero fear. They've already done it. They know the weight of that trophy. And players like Julian Alvarez, Enzo Fernandez, they've had 2 years of growing into that squad. Argentina in knockouts is a completely different animal. Brazil, 5-time champions. But Brazil's been in a quiet identity crisis for years now, searching for the next Ronaldo, the next Neymar. They've got attacking talent. They don't yet have a system that scares you. But in a 48-team World Cup with more paths through the bracket, Brazil's raw talent alone might carry them deep. Don't sleep on them. And then there's the team nobody's fully ready to talk about. Norway. Erling Haaland scored 16 goals in qualifying across just 8 matches, 2 goals per game. That simply does not happen in international football. Norway are making their return to the World Cup after a 28-year absence, and they arrive with the most unstoppable striker on the planet, plus the creative brilliance of Martin Odegaard pulling the strings. Norway were the highest scorers in all of European qualifying, with 37 goals. Get them into the knockouts, and nobody on earth wants to face that team. Every single World Cup, every single one, produces at least one team that shocks the world. This year, Morocco, Japan, Colombia, and Ecuador are the names being mentioned most as potential shock packages. Morocco reached the semifinals in Qatar. They weren't lucky. They were organized, defensively disciplined, tactically intelligent. A generation of players raised in European leagues, playing with the fire of a nation that had been disrespected for decades. Japan keeps quietly defeating world-class opposition, and nobody ever fully respects them until it's too late. And here's the structural reason upsets become more likely in 2026. The expanded 48-team format means more paths through the bracket, more matches, more fatigue, more chances for a hot goalkeeper to steal a game. Home field advantage, or at least home region advantage, could be the tiebreaker in an unusually parity-filled tournament. Mexico, with a roaring home crowd in altitude stadiums, could do something extraordinary. If this got you hyped for the World Cup, smash that like button and subscribe. I'll be covering this tournament game by game, prediction by prediction, all the way to the final.
Who do you think wins? Drop it in the comments and support your team by scanning the QR above. Let's see who called it. So, who actually wins? Here's my read. Spain is the pick with the head. The system is proven, the players are peak age, the tournament experience is there. France is the pick with the gut. Pure talent ceiling. If the squad clicks, and this year's squad is hungry, nobody stops them. But I'll tell you the team I'm watching most closely? Norway. Because World Cups aren't won by the best squads on paper. They're won by teams with a story, a hunger, a something to prove energy that no amount of tactical prep can neutralize. Holland has watched this tournament his entire career from the outside. He has never played a World Cup minute. He arrives with 16 qualifying goals, a point to prove, and the best supporting cast Norway has had in a generation. If Norway gets out of their group, which means taking something from France, they become the most dangerous team in the bracket, because every opponent in the knockouts will be looking over their shoulder at that number 9. The safe answer is Spain or France. The right answer might not exist until July 19th, when one team lifts that trophy in MetLife Stadium. But I'll be watching Norway, and I suspect by the time the quarterfinals arrive, you will be too.